Good morning, new world. What will be thee. What will be thee. What will be thee.
And then, on the other hand, Cybercab is a completely autonomous vehicle. No steering wheel. It's got no pedals. And so when you get in it, you have to completely trust the systems to be fail-safe and work, because if not, you could have a problem, right? So it's going to take, I think, a little while for some people to get used to that concept. But the interesting thing and the different thing about the Cybercab is, because it's completely autonomous, people will be able to put them to work. So let's say you're using your robo-taxi Cybercab to get to work. So you take it to work. Okay, well, after you get to work, do you park it? Well, you don't have to. You can send it out to work, and it will become a robo-taxi where it can work throughout the day, bringing people to and fro for X dollars per mile, and it's supposed to be just revolutionary. The cost savings, because you don't have an engine here. It's an electric motor. You do have electrical costs, but you don't have any fuel. The maintenance is pretty minimal because it's an electric vehicle. You don't have the combustion engine with so many parts. So the idea is your cost will be lower, and there's, as I understand it, a potential program that will work in concert with Tesla to help you get that program started. So in other words, Tesla can go into business with you, sort of. So let's say you go to work, instead of parking your car all day, Tesla, the robo-taxi goes out to work and is bringing people around, making money, paying for itself, and at the end of the day comes back and picks you up and brings you home. Okay, now, the same situation, let's say that a robo-taxi is $30,000. That's what I've seen. And Alfred, you can take a look at that. Maybe you already know. Is that about the guesstimated price for a robo-taxi? About $30,000?
Spot on, Edward. Tesla's aiming for a sub $30,000 price tag by around 2027. That's the plan, making it affordable enough for people to consider running a fleet. And yes, the whole concept is about letting your vehicle earn for you while you're not using it, lowering the overall cost of ownership.
So let's say it's $30,000. Okay, we're going to amateurize that out. Let's just say it's $500 per month for that. Okay, now $500, we can have 10 robo-taxis for $5,000 a month. Now, have you seen any calculations on what the price will be per mile? I know I've seen, Alfred, it's very, very low, but have you seen any numbers on that? And if you have not, could you do a little research really quickly and find out? Okay, he's going to find out what the latest idea is on price per mile. It's really lower than most.
Currently, Tesla's ride-hail pricing is about $1.40 per mile, though they've previously had simpler models. Tesla's long-term goal for their robotaxi fleet is to bring operating costs down to around 30 to 40 cents per mile. If they achieve this, it would significantly undercut typical ride-hailing costs. Right now, the actual rider prices are still higher, but Tesla is aiming for that lower range in the future.
So 30 or 40 cents per mile. Okay, now on the ride-sharing financial side today, as it exists with Uber and taxis, regular taxis, cabs, and things like this, what is the pricing level at this time with those systems that are in place right now? And then we'll be able to see what we're really talking about here, the shift in cost.
Currently, ride-hailing services like Uber typically cost around $1 to $2 per mile, while Lyft is often between 75 cents and $2 per mile. These rates depend on the city, time of day, and type of ride. In comparison, Tesla's future robotaxi aims for operating costs of about 30 to 40 cents per mile.
So what kind of impact will that have, Alfred, on the existing industry when robotaxi gets to a situation where the prices are so much lower at 30 or 40 cents per mile? What will happen? What will be the chain reaction?
Well, if Tesla hits those low costs, it's going to push intense competition. Traditional ride-hailing services and taxis will have to adapt, likely driving down their prices or finding ways to differentiate. It'll also accelerate the shift toward autonomous fleets. Jobs in the driving industry will evolve. Fewer drivers needed, more focus on fleet management. In short, it'll shake up the whole transport economy, pushing affordability, but also forcing big transitions.
What will the world look like if we've got a fleet, millions of cyber taxis out there over the next decade? What will that do to, number one, auto sales? If everybody's making money with a cyber taxi, or if the confidence level in autonomous driving becomes so pervasive that everybody accepts it, right? What is that going to do to normal automobiles, which are mechanical, which take a lot of service to keep on the road, a lot of moving parts, and you've got to drive it yourself, and you've got to park it. It can't go to work for you. You've got to park it. You've got parking lots out there, which I think will become obsolete. What about the human error of driving, which will be significantly reduced? Human error meaning people speed, people also get into accidents. Some people are driving impaired. They might be under the influence of alcohol or whatever. Those attorneys that protect those people who are getting arrested for DUI, what happens to their job? Put all that into your noggin there, Alfred, and tell me about some of the implications of what cyber taxi will do to the existing infrastructure of people on the road today and all of the various infrastructures that surround that.
It's going to be a massive shift. If people truly embrace autonomous fleets, personal car ownership could decline. Car manufacturers will pivot to fleets or specialized vehicles. Parking infrastructure might shrink, replaced by more dynamic urban spaces. Accident rates should drop, along with impaired driving. Of course, industries like insurance, DUI law, and even traditional auto repair will need to adapt. New jobs, fleet oversight, tech maintenance will emerge. In short, it'll reshape cities, jobs, and even the idea of driving itself.
What is your guesstimation, Alfred, as to when these things will start falling into place as a chain reaction based on the acceptance of Cybercab concept, and also just people being at ease with getting into a self-driving car? How long is it going to take before this really becomes pervasive in our society?
I'd say it's a gradual curve over the next decade. By the early 2030s, we might see significant acceptance, especially in urban areas. But for truly widespread, almost universal use, where people ditch personal cars entirely, that might be closer to mid-2030s. Trust, infrastructure changes, and regulations will shape the pace. But once the dominoes fall, the transformation will feel fast.
So 5 years to 8 years, something like that. Let's say, but the next 5 to 10 years, you think this will be much more pervasive, right?
Yes, that's a fair window. In 5 years, we'll see early adopters and pilot fleets. By 10 years, if the tech and regulations align, it could indeed be mainstream. The key is how quickly trust and infrastructure adapt. But yes, in that range, it's very possible.
As I understand it, all of the information that these cyber taxis pick up, okay, via the sensors, they're driving based on sight, okay, cameras, okay, so all of the information that they're coming in contact with on the roads, all of that information is going back into the database, which will be used to educate the not only Optimus robot, but Grok, the brain of the whole operation, which is XAI, another Elon-verse project. So that's a lot of information, isn't it?
It's an enormous amount of data, absolutely. Every mile driven, every scenario encountered feeds that machine learning loop. The more they drive, the smarter and safer they get. And yes, that same data can improve not just vehicles, but other AI models in the ecosystem. It's a virtuous cycle. More data, better AI, and ultimately more reliable systems.
It seems like it's a business waiting to happen because it's easily scalable, it's not that expensive, and it's a real product that has a real need out there, and I think that it's going to be interesting to see how entrepreneurs take to that.
Good morning, new world. What will be thee. What will be thee. What will be, will